Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Bulbus7772 and today I'm going to show you this custom figure I'm making, not too big of a character or anything, just Ahsoka. So yeah, this is Ahsoka Tano from Rebels. I guess kind of spoilers, but by the time I get done with this video I don't think it'll be really too much of a spoiler anymore. So I'm just gonna kind of show you the sheet that I printed for reference, which is the Ahsoka sheet that has her Rebels model and everything on it. So here's a black and white version, and then here's a colored version. I might have more figures to use in this, but here's what I've got so far. So we've got a Shock T head, and I do believe this is from the Target Shock T, from like a Target 2-pack. We have a Shock T from The Force Unleashed. I had 3 of these guys, and I'd already used the feet for another figure, so I decided I would use this as the base of the arms and the chest, and then this as the torso and the legs, or at least the upper part of the legs. And I might go with this for the legs, but I might go with the Clone Trooper legs. I am not quite sure yet. I'm still going to look over them, see which one would make more sense. And this is just kind of from the knees down, because either way I'm going to need to use the knee pads from this. But yeah, let's make this figure and hope it turns out good. Alright guys, so I have added my first coat of paint on this after doing a couple other things. So what I've done is I put the leg part right here, and then I put this Leia and this Clone Trooper in. I figured I wasn't going to use a Clone Trooper, but I would put both of them in so that I could kind of decide which one I was going to use. I decided to use the legs of the Leia, which are painted right there. I'm gonna go over these with another coat or two of paint, but when I tried to take them out of this Shock T leg, the one on the, I believe that's the left side here, went off without a hitch. The one on the right side actually snapped. So in order to put the leg in, I'm either going to have to cut it down quite a bit, or I'm just gonna have to glue it in, or possibly both even. So that's gonna so far be the worst thing on this figure, is that one of the knees will not be able to bend, most likely. Now another thing, I found this lightsaber. I may try to modify it like Ahsoka's, but it is a white blade like Ahsoka is going to have this season, so I only have one of them, unfortunately, but I think that I can pretty much turn it into her new blade. And then with some things, like on the head part here, I had to sculpt down the, I don't want to call them Leku because I think that's a Twilight thing, but all of her horns and stuff, because if you look on this reference sheet, how Shock T's would kind of go a bit further up than this, I had to cut them down at an angle so that it'd be shorter and further away, so you can kind of see it there. And also the Leku going down her back and chest here were a little itty bit too long, and they probably still aren't perfect, but I cut them down a little bit, and I used a sand and sanded it. I used that knife to cut it. So yeah, this is what I've got so far. That I'm going to be putting where her, that thing hangs down there, and I'm going to try to sculpt it in so it seems seamless, or not sculpt it in, but use a little bit of clay to make it seem like it's seamless. I think seamless is the word, like it looks on there, to where it's not just like an additional accessory. However, the Revan hook, she has a hook like Revan has right there, which I think is amazing, and then a bunch of stuff there that is going to be too difficult to actually sculpt in or anything, so most likely I'm just going to paint that on. I might use a bit of clay to put it there, but it's not going to be a real ring or anything, which sucks. Most likely just paint, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this turns out, because some of my customs are really good and some of them are not really good, so I'm hoping this turns out really good. Alright guys, so I finished with my second coat of white paint, and you can kind of see there, there might be a few spots on some of the things, but for the most part it doesn't matter. And then I started painting the bottom torso-ish part, the chest and arms, and the whatever the thing's called, the rope thing that's going to go around her waist. Also, for the knee pads and the chest plate, I got some clay and made some of that, so I'm going to paint that in a minute. after it, you know, hardens and whatnot. And then once I do that, or actually while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to get some orangish red paint out for her skin. So we have her hands, shoulders, and face to do there. Also some blue with the Leku type, whatever it's called. Yeah, I guess it is Leku. It says right here, Leku. So that will be kind of cool. The belt part I might do out of clay. I'm not sure yet. I might just paint over, but for right now it's actually going along pretty well. So can't wait to catch you guys up and see myself where I'm going with this. Alright guys, I am back, and let's see what else we've gotten done. So as you can see, there's some blue and orange paint out here. We got some of the body of the orange done here. That is actually a light gray color. The pants are a purple color. That is a dark gray, and those are both light gray. And then we have the head up here. Let's take a look. Ahsoka's head on a stick. I'm sure that some anti-Ahsoka people would love that. But we have her just kind of drying off there. I got a little bit of an orange mark on her Leku over there, which I'm going to have to take care of when I go back over with white paint, but I'll get to that. I have a little bit of clay out left for the probably some arm pads and shoulder pad stuff that I'm going to need to do, because you know, so far it's so good. But there's my napkin and whatnot, and then let's go over to the oven here. It says I'm supposed to leave the clay in for about 15 minutes for 1/4 of an inch. That is like way less than 1/4 of an inch. It has been about 10 minutes now, so let's take this out and take a look at it. Hopefully it is here, let's turn the light back on. It is very hot in here, which is why it looks so blurry, because I'm assuming that would be the heat that's making it look all funky. But let me get it out and we'll take a look. Alright, so as you guys can kind of see, there's her chest plate and 2 of her knee pads there. We cooked them with clay, probably cook some more stuff with clay later, so I'm going to keep this out. I'm going to let it dry for a little bit, and let this dry for a little bit, go play some video games, and then we will get back to it. Alright, I got a new plate of paint because the other one was filling up dry and I didn't need a bunch of the stuff anymore, but that's one of the things that I cooked in the oven. You can't see too well, but that's Ahsoka's chest plate. Just make sure that the paint's not leaking through, because last time it leaked through. Yeah, it's so far so good. So, pardon me. So here is Ahsoka's upper body so far. We have the orange skin and then the gray clothing for the armbands and whatnot. And then this, I'm going to, I moved the legs as it was in a bent position, and now I'm going to have to repaint those darker. So you can just see there, that's the leg where the peg broke out, so I'm going to have to put another, not another peg really, but with that leg, I'm going to have to cut that peg off and then force it in there, and then super glue it so that knee won't have any articulation, which sucks. Aside from that, I just cooked some stuff, and the stuff I cooked is going on this. As you can see, I already started with the outline of that gray thing. I'm going to go over it with gray paint as soon as I put the, as you can see here, the one on the front and the 2 on the side kind of hang over a little. The one on the back, I'm not sure if it does, but I'm just gonna paint that on, like flat out paint it. I need to recoat that on the top because it looks pretty bad, though. For the most part, I think that that whole thing is gonna have to be a lighter gray color anyway, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna go over that. Next, I'm going to paint the knees on here because I'm about to put these knee guard things on her. Then I'm going to paint up the knees, and then here's the head. It's not the best, and I still have to do a couple things like the eyes, but I got the tattoos on for the most part. I'm not the best painter of little things, so that kind of sucks, but I think I got it fairly well. I may have gotten that tattoo on that side of her face too close to her mouth, I don't know, and I've messed up on the eyes like a billion times where I had to paint it and have to go over. But here's the back as compared to that back, so you can kind of see. I'm gonna have to go in and I'm gonna try to do blue eyes on her. And then last but not least, I have the last clay things. So those are the armbands, and those are going to be on her tunic. So yeah, let's go ahead and keep putting this baby together. Alright, and here is the finished figure. So we have her on this stand that comes with some Marvel figures. This leg right there is actually had to be glued on. This leg right there can bend backwards. The knee pads are glued to the upper legs. So we can see here go up, and it does kind of look a little bit sloppy at parts. But we have her vest here, which it was like a huge pain to do this kind of robe thing that she had around her. I decided to actually just cut it and do it because we needed more space, I guess where her torso is going down, and that would have just covered it. So we have that. Go ahead and turn her a little. We have this on the back, which was very hard to do, and it's not perfect. We have the arm guards on each of the arms, which I think is really cool. We have her laku right there. We have this armband on this arm. I think I put it on a little bit wrong, but you know what else. And then we have Ahsoka right here, so that is all custom painted, which is why it looks so bad and sloppy. But you know, it looks decent. It'll hold me over until an actual Rebels Ahsoka comes out. Hopefully they come out with one with good articulation, but I doubt it with Hasbro, which is the main reason I made this. I may not have made it if the Rebels figures actually had articulation, because we know we're getting Ahsoka. But then, you know, just the yellow stripes. I think I did really good on the legs. That's my favorite part. The vest part, it looks sloppy because it is sloppy. I think that I'm going to go with brown paint and fill it in more to where the silver paint is thin and the brown is not as thin. Up here, the clay thing didn't work out for the chest, so I just painted it purple, or the purplish color, and then I have white surrounding it. It looks black on here, but it's purple. And then her face, her eyes were the biggest pain, and it looks like her, but it also doesn't. She has kind of like a derp face, but you can see her tattoos. Took forever to try to get the ones on her cheek right, because the white would keep going too far. Then I'd have to try to paint it orange, and then purple, not purple, orange would get over there on her laku. Same with this side. I got most of it, but not all of it, as you can see from this side. We have the green up there, which Ahsoka has, and she has it on the show too. It looks a bit different on the show now, but that was the closest I could get. So here is Ahsoka Tano. Thank you for watching. By the way, just plug in, I have an Instagram, EIC04, all spelled out, EICZEROFOUR, and I post pictures of figures and stuff on there, including this Ahsoka. So I actually have been posting pictures of Ahsoka as I've been making this video. So if you go to my Instagram, you might be able to see stuff that I get before I do reviews on it and stuff like that. So that is pretty much the end of my video. Thank you for watching. Thanks for looking at this custom Ahsoka, even though I know she's not the best. She's nowhere near as awesome as Rex, but that's because I had to paint a bunch of her, and I'm not the best painter when it comes to figures and this stuff. It is very, very difficult, and modifying parts is very hard. But, you know, I did the best I could, and I'm happy with the result. So thank you for watching, and until next time, may the Force be with you. Bye.